Right.
Yeah.
She's so abused.
Oh man, the most abused.
Okay.
We got a kitty.
So,
we got a kitty.
Is it all Gamescom news?
all Gamescom.
Okay.
In the notes, I have.
We should probably talk a little bit about what we just saw.
Well, I'm going to open with that.
Okay.
Also, in the opening remarks, I'm going to talk about the death stuff.
Yeah.
Just a real quick. But I have I have two lists here. The first one that's the picture. That's everything from Gamescom, and then I have a link that I'll open now, actually, so I'm not futzing with things. Can you just here we go, copy? Because honestly, like Gamescom, like I have some stuff to talk about, but also, really, thank you. I appreciate that. Perfect. Well, that worked. Honestly, Future Game Show is the one that has the most.
Yeah, Future Game Show had a lot of cool shit.
That was like the one that I took some notes on some of the stuff that I want to mention in here.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of really good stuff in here. Obviously, we'll need to touch on The Witcher. Yeah, there'll be tons of stuff. Big list. Bolt Gun 2. Mick Gordon.
Mick Gordon.
What the fuck?
The man, the myth, the legend.
The actual legend. Okay, are we ready to do a show?
Sure, I got opening little video coming on just for fun.
I love it.
Oh,
Beep,
there you
beep,
go. Yeah, we can cue that to do when we go live.
Well, we are live.
Oh, we
Yeah.
are
I said out loud we were live.
I mean,
You did say that.
You did.
the people heard me. It's on the record because it's all recorded, by the way.
Will you stop flicking things with your tail?
Oh, baby.
You are making things so impossible to do a show.
Baby.
Why are you like this?
Right. Our mascot is misbehaving.
She's just like, you don't need to do a show right
We're going to need a gif of her just batting the controller as it's floating through space with her tail.
Right.
What's the Gemstones misbehaving song?
Misbehaving. Mama told me not to do it. I did it anyway.
I did it anyway.
fucking love that song.
Misbehave.
We're not, I mean, I guess we're supposed to be live.
We are live.
I'm checking on Twitch right now, and I'm not seeing us live.
Oh,
you know what?
Oh,
Or
Hold
no,
on.
I see.
No, we are live.
We are live.
She just fucking hit things with the
yeah,
tail.
dude, she is literally typing a novel
Yeah,
with her
she is
tail right
like-
now. I captured
No,
it.
something went wrong. Hold on. Yes, I know what the problem is. I need to fix it right now. Just please hold. I can't with this. Why are we like this? This is the worst. You know, I just formatted this thing and it's still giving me issues.
Yeah, it's like, you have a mouse. Why are you clicking things with your finger?
Well, because I need the keyboard to come up.
Oh, it is not doing that.
Yeah, it is not doing that. Will you just pull us up over there just to make sure? Just literally just Twitch.
We're
Twitch.
not one of our own favorites that shows we're live. Yeah, we're
Oh,
right
there we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Hold on, I got it.
There you go.
Okay, everything's right with the world.
Yeah, we are good.
Yeah, I got it.
I was like, you did favorite us, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely did. Just the cat is complicating everything. All right,
Yep.
we are 3 minutes into being live, and we can finally start a show.
All right.
All right, y'all ready to do this?
Yes.
Ready.
Lots to talk about. Welcome, everyone, to Good Night and Good Game, your source for geek news for the weeks that were. I'm your host, James, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Hector,
Hello.
and our fantastic producer, John,
It's me,
and also my cat, Willow, who is going to be in my face during the entire episode.
baby.
You
This week on the show, it is Gamescom time, and we are going to be talking about some of the games that were shown at both Gamescom on the main show floor and the Future Game Show, which is where all the really good stuff was.
Yeah.
But before we start, don't forget that you can head over to goodnight.gg, where as a patron of our show, you can suggest topics for us to talk about. Also, as a patron, you get access to our off-week episodes. We are now into Season 3 of our Tales from the Crypt watch and recap.
Yeah.
only-
Don't watch Superman 4.
It's only $1 to join our Patreon. Pick yourself up a Shudder account or catch it free on Tubi. And today I learned this. It's all over Amazon and other places. You can watch Tales from the Crypt everywhere now.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that 6 months ago.
But only here can you watch it with us.
Yeah, exactly. And here are wonderful recaps of all the episodes. All right. But if you're not able to join our Patreon, you can always help us by liking or sharing our episodes. Just letting somebody know about our little podcast would actually mean the world to us. All right. With all that out of the way, it's time to get into Gamescom.
Gamescom.
Okay, so we are going to talk about Gamescom and the Future Games Show that aired this week. We can't talk about everything that was announced, but we can discuss some of our personal highlights. Like usual, for me at least, while the primary Gamescom show was good and had some decent announcements, the Future Games Show had some amazing I must wish list these games. However, before we get started on all that, I just want to touch on a couple things that is very important for this week.
It has been a fucking hell of a week.
Been a fucking week. So let's start with the bad, which is we just lost 3 amazing actors.
Just
Or,
icons.
we lost icons. We
Incredible
lost
human beings.
Dolly Parton. We lost Tim Curry.
Just today.
And we lost fucking Optimus Prime himself today.
Yeah.
Like passed away. Like the voice of a generation. That man narrated anime. He did so many things, and it's a tragedy that we lost 3 such amazing talents in a row.
I mean, I watched Tim Curry in just as a kid in The Three Musketeers, Muppet Treasure Island, Legend. Dolly Parton. I mean, I've known about Dolly Parton since I was in the 6th grade, and I never once knew about her music until I was a little bit older. But I knew who she was.
The lady and I watched Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
What a wonderful movie.
2 nights ago. It's really good.
Yeah,
it's
9
solid.
to 5's great too.
Yeah.
And then with Peter Cullen, like I said, he was the voice of everything animated when we were kids and even adults, and it has just not been a great week.
Man,
so
but Dolly though, like Dolly.
I'm gonna, for the record, I'm gonna make my wife watch Rhinestone this week.
Nice. Is that the one where it's her and
Stallone? It's
right? Yeah.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, she makes him chase a chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A wonderful movie. And by wonderful, I mean that like
terrible.
Yeah.
And then hot on the heels of 3 pieces of horrible news, today, just a little bit ago, Netflix dropped the 30-minute reveal of Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yes.
That is
good news, not terrible.
Yes,
news.
that is very good. That is on the. We're getting some good news, and we got to see Grand Theft Auto. We all sat there and watched it while chowing down on Chinese food on my couch and basically being in awe for 30 minutes that this game exists.
I think I know why they released it on Netflix to start off with. Mm-hmm. In the first 5 minutes, just spoilers for everyone who doesn't want to be spoiled for this commercial. In the first 5 minutes, they start shooting cops, like full on police officers,
also
right in the face.
Also, language. There's a lot of language that that's going to be censored out of the YouTube version. And I'm not just saying like curse words. I'm saying slurs and whatnot are part of this as well.
Yeah.
Those will
and
all
there's
be
drugs and there's women like cutting drugs in their underwear and they get all kinds of Grand Theft Auto type stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
The stuff that you would get from all of your favorite movies, it's all in here because that's what Grand Theft Auto is.
Yeah. My God, does it look good though? I think I might commit to actually playing through this. I've never finished a Grand Theft Auto game before. Like I pick them up, I play them for like a few hours, and I put them down.
My pedigree is I finished 3 and I finished Vice City and I finished 4. I never finished San Andreas, even though I liked it. There was just too much game there. And I played a good 30 to 40 hours of 5, but I got kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite. I really liked 4 better. What I've seen of this, just in the way that they're telling the story, and they're really locking in on these 2 characters who are in the same story, even though they may be doing different things and you can still swap between them, it's the same line. It gave me a lot of 4 vibes in that, like, we're interested in these 2 and their life and where they're going and their goals and their all of that stuff. So the narrative is, for the most part, and I'm a very narrative-driven gamer, looks amazing. But the thing that hit me the most was the texture of everything. Like, there is an art style to it. It does not look like photo real. That is not the idea.
Right.
But the animations and the texture of everything, the way things deform.
People have like discolored skin and blemishes, and it's just it's very.
Well, when he shot at a car, you could see the hood pop a little bit, and like the tire like squeak out from under the truck. The way that the cloth in his shirt moves when he walks.
The way that the cloth in his shirt moved when the dog like hugged him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
just like
wild.
amazing attention to detail. He
Most
walked.
shocking of all, women look real.
Yeah, it did look like actual real people, not like superstars or models or like some man animated them into a video
I
game.
saw crow's feet.
Yeah. There were every store they walked into. Some of them they were stealing from. Some of them they were just in there to shop. I felt like I could grab every bottle off the shelf.
Yep.
Like someone was knocked into a shelf at a liquor store, and every bottle on the shelf moved.
Yep.
And it wasn't a cutscene; it was gameplay. It's nuts. The attention to detail is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And then when they started showing vignettes of like, because it's Florida, being in the water, being out on the bayou, being in the ocean, on a jet ski, in a sailboat, swimming, whatever you're gonna do, all of the wildlife. There was a scene in a club where it was just full, wall to wall with people. And I know we've seen this before a lot of times, but there's always like a limit to it. And the best example I have is like the modern Hitman games, where they'll take a club and they'll put like 100 people in it, like 100 models all in there dancing, and it's like it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but it's if you look at it for a second, you can see through the magic. You see where things are repeated. You see where the detail drops out on certain characters because they get farther away. There was a scene in a club that looked more packed than anything I've ever seen in Hitman, and every model was unique.
Yep.
And we had, the smoke coming up from the crowd with the lights coming down and shining through the haze. Every person was dancing to the point where, like, but there were people who stood out because they had different dances, like, just insane stuff. Like, I don't want to blow smoke up Rockstar's ass because, like, as a company and Take-Two also, like, they have pulled some horrible shit and are continuing to pull some horrible shit in their lives. But they're truly doing what no one else has done. And, like, I'm a CDPR ride or die guy. That's my studio.
We should say that
forever.
there's a very distinct line between what the corporate side of a company is and what the artists and writers and the
Absolutely.
creative talent behind it is. And the creative talent behind this game just showcased fucking magic.
Yeah, absolute magic. The fact that they're claiming it was running on a PS5, I assumed it was a PS5 Pro. I don't want to like call bullshit, but a little bit I call bullshit because like that shit was smooth and beautiful, and I could not believe it would be running on a 5-year-old console.
Guess we'll find out soon.
We will find out very soon. I'm personally going to wait for the PC version, so I might have as many as 2 years to wait before I can play this game. But that being said, this looks like nothing else, like straight up nothing else. And I'm not only a narrative focused gamer, but I am also a bit of a graphics whore. And I love when they do like a magic trick and make something look better than it would otherwise. This game, I couldn't see the seams. The whole magic trick worked on me. It
Absolutely
looked
did.
amazing.
All right. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6. Wow.
Wow.
It's gonna win some awards.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into Gamescom proper. We have a lot of games to talk about. We can't talk about everything, obviously. We're just gonna hit some of the highlights, some of the things that we want to discuss here. I think one of the things that I want to lead off with is I want Hector to take the mic on this one. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened with The Witcher at Gamescom?
Yeah, I can. So, we've known for a little while that we were getting a new DLC for The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 came out in 2015. So we're looking at an 11-year-old game, and they're like, hey, there's new DLC for this game coming out next year. And we're like, badass. So we get a CDPR, goes up on stage and says, hey, yeah, look at this DLC. And they don't show us the DLC right away. They're like, here's The Witcher 3. You remember The Witcher 3? And they start to show us footage that looks incredible. And it's The Witcher 3. And they're like, yeah, this is a remaster. We remastered The Witcher 3. Not just the graphics, but we've modernized the combat. We've changed the way riding your horse works. We changed the way a lot of the economy works.
There was literally a scroll of changes that goes by like at a million miles an hour.
We improved the the tech trees where you earn your abilities. We gave you transmog for all of your armor sets. We have literally improved everything about the original game here's the list of everything. Here's The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, plus both DLCs, all completely revamped and re-beautified so that we can bring you this DLC. Also, if you own The Witcher 3, this is free. And if you own The Witcher 3, if you didn't have the DLC, you'll have it when you get this enhanced edition. You have all of that. That's all yours.
They just gave away their DLC with the exception of the new one.
For free. The new DLC, this comes out at the end of September, I want to say.
Yep.
And then the new DLC, I want to say, comes out early next year. And I probably will need that amount of time to replay The Witcher 3, which I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. I already have 200 hours in that game, and I'm fully ready to put another 100 in.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say except like we've been back and forth with CDPR. They've done good, they've done bad, they've redeemed themselves over and over again. But no matter what, in my house, CDPR is a hero. God damn it! Like, do not besmirch their name. Mm-hmm. Because this is. Just such a wonderful gift to get at this point in a world where I literally paid $60 earlier this year to replay Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm going to get this for free. I paid for it in 2015. Yeah, wow.
Is it going to be remastered on the old version?
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone, literally
it's-
everyone. If you have a PS3 copy, it is remastered.
So will your version of
It updates
the main game
It updates to the new version.
become
Yes.
updated? Wow.
Yes, your
Okay.
version of the main game becomes upgraded.
Oh, okay.
And then they gave you the extra DLC if you didn't have that before.
Yeah.
And then they're like, pretty please buy the final DLC.
Can you revert back to the non?
They have not disclosed
They
that.
haven't
okay.
said anything about that. Likely no, because it probably wouldn't be compatible with the new DLC if they
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just like I said, it's a wonderful gift. Thank you CDPR for always being badass.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see what you do next. I mean, we know what you're doing next. Not only are you giving us a Witcher 1 remake,
Yep.
Not remaster, remake, but we also have The Witcher 4 coming down the line, starring Ciri.
Yep. And
goddamn
eventually Cyberpunk 2. We know
One
that
day,
these are all
Cyberpunk 2.
They're all being worked on. Let's see here. What do I want to talk about? I want to just really briefly talk about Silent Hill Townfall.
Yeah.
We've been getting a few trailers for it. We got to see a little bit more of it on the main stage this year. I am fascinated by Silent Hill Townfall. This is going to be like really the second game that's like, the large scale budget where it is a Silent Hill game that does not take place in Silent Hill. I think the fans are starting to get comfortable with that as a concept, which makes me very happy. Silent Hill is becoming more of a horror anthology kind of series. If you look at the behind the scenes of Townfall, it's really cool because a big part of Townfall's game is you being in this town where you're using really old technology. You're using CRT, like mini TVs to figure out where the monsters are and things like that. And they have these really cool behind the scenes videos of the developers actually with these actual mini TVs and things that did exist in the 90s ish. And them testing them out and them filming them testing it out and being like, the static's got to move this way because this is the way that you would change the station on it. And it's very tech nerdy, I know, but that's one of the things I'm looking forward to in it.
Yeah.
And it also looks like it's going to be fucking terrifying, and that gets me really excited. Hector, what do you got?
Oh man. So on the same day as The Witcher 3 remaster comes out, we're also getting Control Resident. Mm-hmm. Which we saw one more trailer for. I cannot wait. I just have to mention it because it's about to come out, and I am tingling with anticipation.
Yes.
I cannot wait. But the one I really want to talk about is Exodus.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Exodus is basically a studio was like, are we not going to get more Mass Effect? Well, fuck you. I'll make it.
Well, I believe that some of the developers of Mass Effect are working on this.
Yeah, I cannot confirm
do-
nor deny that.
Yeah.
but
I
I know
wanna
it
say
comes
early
out in
next year.
April of next year, and it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's very cool sci-fi world, alien species. There's politics. There's combat.
There's an octopus in a
there's
mech.
an octopus in a mech.
So this
Yeah.
is another Fallout meets what's the new one they ran off to make?
This is more Mass Effect.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
Mass Effect. It's not
but-
like you're thinking of the Outer Worlds.
There I am. Yes, so this is parallel to that.
This is it,
Meaning I could make an analogy that what's going on here is very similar to what happened with the Outer Wilds, wanting to do.
Wild's a very different game.
I know, but never mind. The audience will hear what I'm saying and know, oh, yeah, that is a one-for-one analogy, even though the games have nothing to do with each other.
I hear you. Yeah. Exodus. Yes, this is Exodus. In this world, in the future, we have figured out how to talk to animals and given them all a voice. And I don't know much else about it except that it looks fucking awesome to play.
Yeah.
Huge Mass Effect vibes, and I'm always down for a good new sci-fi. Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of the audiobook The Mercy of Gods, which is the next series by James S. A. Corey. I didn't remember how much I love new interesting sci-fi. Like sci-fi that just gives you a reason to be like, whoa, okay, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. And this seems like one of those. Yeah, can't wait.
I have so many things I want to talk about here. I think the first one I want to mention next up is Pony Island 2 Panda Circus. This is going to be so hard to describe.
I'm so glad you played Pony Island when you played Inscription.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's so good. Pony Island, if you're unfamiliar with the first one, is a very basic game in theory where you're playing a game called Pony Island, which is just that jumping game that you get when you have the browser, the Crash browser in Google. And then you're like, well, how could this be an interesting game? Except for you're fixing the game when you play it. So like the game doesn't really run initially, so you have to like go into the BIOS settings of the game and like fix that, and that's part of a puzzle that you have to do. It's a Daniel Mullins game.
Yeah.
So what is on the tin
Yeah.
is not going to be what you think it is.
Yeah. You're playing a game and he's just in your brain doing things.
Yeah, it's hard to describe what the original Pony Island is, because if you try to describe it to somebody, they're going to be like, that sounds dumb.
Yeah, you sound like a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's a game you have to play. You can't be described.
Yep.
It's what's the analogy? It's like trying to describe a dog to a person who's never seen one.
Yeah.
But a
Yes.
dog's a completely different game to Pony Island,
Very
guys.
true. Very
be.
true.
Yeah, but it's absolutely insane. Hector, what do you got for me?
I have a joke one before my real one again. Crimson Desert Enhanced.
Yeah,
Remember
sure.
the beginning of the year when I didn't stop talking about Crimson Desert for 3 months?
Yep.
And then I put it down because I was like, man, I've played like 120 hours of Crimson Desert, and I don't think I'm halfway through it. Well, ever since then, they've continued to add stuff to that game. And what we got a trailer for this time was like, hey, Crimson Desert Enhanced. What's that? It's Crimson Desert with all of the improvements that we put into it, plus way more, better, more fleshed out story, which was everyone's complaint. Smoother, more intricate systems. Stuff is explained better. It's better tutorialized. It's just a smoother experience. To me, the funny part about this one was there's a Reddit for Crimson Desert, and all they do is, glaze the game and talk about how amazing it is, and that they're still updating it for free, like constantly. And none of them were watching Gamescom. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Guys, do you have a giant download on your Steam? Because what do you mean enhanced? Enhanced what?" And then they're watching the trailer and they're like, "Oh, they just did a massive update to the game," because it was like a shadow dropped with the trailer at Gamescom, and I thought that was hilarious. It's just more and more game all the time. I might not go back to it until they announce they're done working on it, because Jesus Christ. The real one I want to talk about is something I definitely was not expecting. And that was Notice Fall. Notice Fall, if this is the one that I'm thinking of, is a Hoyoverse game. Let's see here. Yes, it's a Hoyoverse game. Very Elden Ring inspired, but kind of like a co-op Elden Ring, which is how we played it because that's to me the most fun way to play it.
It is.
And you're fighting big bosses, battling through incredibly expansive worlds with all of your armor and maybe your powers and your thing. Beautiful looking game. What we know, and just to bring up Crimson Desert again, just to tie a little bow on it, Pearl Abyss is a game that makes MMOs. Is a studio that makes MMOs. And then they made Crimson Desert a wonderful fucking single player game without any microtransactions of any kind or anything in any other way to spend money than to buy the game.
But it feels like an MMO.
But it has enough systems to fill an MMO, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Hoyoverse is now making this game that, as far as we can tell, is not a gachapon game. It really does seem like just a big, fun multiplayer with your friends type game without any like extra bullshit in it that makes me not want to play it because it seems like a phone game. I really hope that's the case. Based on the trailer, that looks like it might be the case because they didn't really showcase any bullshit. They just showcased big boss fights and multiplayer fighting big boss fights.
Yeah.
And man, does it look cool. And I really hope that this game is what I think it is. We don't know yet, but if it is, I mean, I didn't know that I was going to play a Hoyoverse game. But then again, I'm in the middle of Black Myth Wukong, so I didn't know I was going to play, a game science game this year either. We have this thing going on right now with Asian AAA games that are really just beating the shit out of the West right now.
Mm-hmm.
GTA 6 notwithstanding, like, they're cranking out banger after banger over there and just shipping them off to us. And man, I've got my big spoon. Like, I'm ready. This stuff is all so cool.
All right. I think I want to talk about a game called No Law.
Yeah.
Man, this was one of those ones. There was at least like 2 or 3 trailers that came up during Gamescom that I was just like, so I guess we all really miss Cyberpunk, huh, guys?
Yeah, we do.
And I watched the trailer for No Law, and it's just pure Cyberpunk. Like, you watch the trailer for this thing, and you're just like, oh, like, I was almost confused. I was like, are they putting in like another DLC for Cyberpunk? And yeah, it is a Cyberpunk style game. Graphically, it looks amazing. You're kind of playing this mercenary who can. The idea is that almost like a Prey kind of game.
Yeah, like immersive sim, like solve the problem your own way sort of thing.
Yeah, everything about this is you solve the problem your own way. If you want to be stealth, if you don't want to be stealth. I was watching the developers talk about it afterwards, and they were just like, our whole thing is that if 100 different people play our game, we want to hear 100 different ways that they beat a scenario. And that's a pretty lofty goal because that's how they talk about things like Hitman.
Right.
But Hitman is not in a good place. They showed a new Hitman trailer, and it looked like it was AI garbage.
Yeah.
And it had Snoop Dogg in it, and that wasn't great. But yeah, No Law looks like it's a lot of fun. And if it's just a simple mission structure where you just get to take on cool cyberpunk missions however you want, a la like a Hitman, I'd be in for it.
Hell yeah. That sounds amazing.
All right, Hector, what do you got for me?
Oh boy, this one, John, be careful while you Google this because the O has an umlaut. The first O has an umlaut over it. It was called Lof Song. LOF Song.
LOF.
I just typed song.
That song might be difficult.
Not for me.
Oh,
not
no.
for me, bitch.
Oh, he's right. No, he's got the magic.
Oh, God, this trailer.
He does have the touch. This trailer, like, I watched this trailer and I was like, oh my God, put this in my vein.
If you don't look at any trailers from this year, look up the Loft Song trailer. It is.
The art is beautiful and interesting and like evocative of I don't know what, but the entire point of the game is sound. The sound has like texture. The sound has weight. And like everything you do has a resonance to it. It just seems abstract and artsy, like a journey type of thing.
Yeah, it's got like Outer Wilds vibes.
Very, very, very into it. Absolutely beautiful looking. Like if you watch one trailer from Gamescom, let it be Loft Song.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Let's see here. What do I want to talk about? There were so many good things. I want to talk about Stage Tour.
Yeah.
We should talk about Stage
We should,
Tour.
because like a little bit I'm glad this is back.
We are so back, everybody. Stage Tour is...
Rock Band?
It's just Rock Band.
Yep, it's fucking Rock Band.
It
Do we
is-
have plastic guitars to go
Oh,
with it?
Yeah, we do. They
And-
showed them off at the
What?
show.
And a drum kit
Ooh.
and everything.
Guitar, microphone, drum kit.
Now, the thing that Stage Tour's kind of doing right that I find very fascinating is when you think about a Guitar Hero game back when they were coming out, it was like you buy a game, you have, let's say, 30 songs to be kind.
Sure.
They're saying over 150 songs, 90 plus songs to start with.
Right.
Damn.
But I believe the way that this is designed is like we're just going to add more to this game.
Yes.
We are not going to release
Right.
this game again every 6 months. Like
Yeah.
we are just going to add to this. Please do that.
Yeah, we're going to effectively make DLC for it.
Right.
And then that's how we're going to support the game. It becomes its own version of a live service game, but you download the stuff.
But it's playing music with your friends.
But
and like
the fucking track list for this.
yeah.
Like the band list. The band list is ridiculous, and I like that the unlocks in the game, like they use the unlocks in the game as part of the advertising for it. They're just like, yeah, cool. So as you play the game, you'll unlock new bandmates and you'll unlock new stages,
instruments. Like
and,
say you want someone to have like a fucking Stratocaster or some shit, you got to
Yeah.
unlock that.
yeah.
If you want us to start a fake band, let us know. Feel free to donate.
Oh, please donate and have us do that.
I call drums.
I'm so in.
But yeah, we are just back. And here's the thing. I didn't realize this until fairly recently because I had been hearing that like reselling of old Guitar Hero equipment's been going for quite a bit on eBay.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
funny to me because that shit was not very durable.
No.
But
Well-
it's hard to get anymore. And there are actual companies out there that are making their own version, kind of like a Mad Catz version of this stuff because the demand for it is so high because... I don't care who you are or what generation of gaming you're in. This is a good idea.
And forget the durability of the controls and stuff, but a lot of that DLC and whatever is just gone.
Yeah.
Like
Also
unless
that.
unless you have like an old school Xbox 360, a lot of that shit's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a lot of people, mostly around our age, that have been kind of pining for it. Because I remember a time where every Friday night at my apartment was like Guitar Hero night.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
everybody came over. We all got fucking Jaeger loaded.
Yeah.
And fucking played Rock Band and Guitar Hero. And
Well, not
like,
even that, but like there was one for a long time, Rocksmith, that eventually got like that allowed you to plug in a real guitar
Yep.
and like play a real guitar.
It's supposed to
And-
teach you.
And they even got like a plug-in for like a MIDI controller for like a keyboard. You can learn to play piano on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like you can learn.
We have it in
instrument.
our library.
Yeah, you just you learn the instrument. You just have to pay for it.
Yep. So yeah, we are so back. All right, Hector, hit me with something.
Oh man. I have to talk about that. We got the announcement of the 1.0 release of Path of Exile 2.
Yeah.
That's right. We're getting a new class. We're getting the last chapters in the game. I am a huge fan of this series and specifically the second one that was released. Because it feels like the Diablo game I always wanted. I had my fun with Diablo over the years. I was always put off by the fact that it felt like you were clicking on a guy and making numbers go up, without any real.
Wait, is Diablo turn-based? No, I'm genuine question.
No, it is
No,
not.
no.
Oh.
No, Diablo isn't turn-based, but your character doesn't have any weight, doesn't have any feel. Dodging is like kind of an afterthought and not something you would ever spec towards. Whereas in this game, you better be fucking dodging. Like you better, I hate this analogy, but like there's a difficulty to it that makes me want to invoke the names, of From Software, Dark Souls of whatever. That being, and that's what makes it so much fun to me is that when you play the game, you feel like your character is in a world doing things. It doesn't feel like he's like you're pushing a character around on a map to kill things as fast.
It's also
as
got
you
some
can.
Hades vibes.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. So The build craft is insane. If you like Diablo and you wish it was more complicated, you have your game. It's this one. And it has been in early access for the last year or more. And we're getting our 1.0 release. And I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to load that up as soon as it's ready.
Okay, let's see what I have on my side.
Rayman?
You know what? You know what? Let's fucking talk about
Okay.
Rayman.
Can we talk about the remake of Rayman, a 1996 video game, and the fact that they rolled out that trailer with a remix of the Macarena?
The style of the song changes as the level changes. So it starts off
from Mexican, as you can see the Mexican backgrounds, it'll go Italian.
and then the song changes.
And the song changes to be more of an Italian vibe, but it's still the Macarena.
Right. Like, I was just watching this trailer and I was like, I mean, I've never played these games, but
They are wonderful platformers if you like that sort of thing.
and this was so weird because it's just I was watching this and I'm like, this feels more like a rhythm game than
Yeah.
like,
Absolutely.
platformer.
As a platformer, in the world of speed running, we would call these auto scrollers. But think of it more like a bit trip runner. You know, like you're trying to get through this obstacle course as fast as you can, and there are different paths, multiple ways. More like a Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Which has some Outer Wilds vibes, right, John?
Let's see here. Okay, so the one that I really wanted to mention is one called, and I'm gonna hope I pronounce it right. Anatia, I think is the name of it, or Anita.
Let me find it on
yeah,
the list.
it's at the very top of the list there.
Ananta.
Ananta.
Well, yeah, sure.
It's
Let's go
sure
with that.
we'll fucking make it up.
Yeah.
So what this game is now? This is a free to play game. So let's just call it what it is right now. But this is, and I have looked online. I have not seen it called this, so I'm going to coin this term right now. Grand Theft Anime.
But I'm calling my shot here. I smell a tutorial that takes a long ass time when you start this game.
Yeah, so this is Grand Theft Anime, and that's the description for it. And basically, there are two different cities that you can go back and forth across. It's Grand Theft Auto. It's online. You play with other players. Everybody gets to weeb the fuck out. It's probably not for me, but it was interesting to mention because
cookie anime stuff, man.
Everybody's been so excited for Grand Theft Auto 6, and then like when I say it's not for me, I heard I need to go back and check the number. It had something like 7 million plus pre-orders for this thing.
Oh wow!
People have lost their shit over it. Like, it is a big fucking deal. So yeah, it is just Grand Theft Auto, but with anime.
But it's anime.
So enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, Hector, what do you got for me?
Speaking of anime, we have to talk about Showa, American Story.
Mm-hmm.
Or as I like to call it, Dat Ass the Game. Now, I don't know what the substance of this game is because I haven't played it. I couldn't tell you about the story. I saw the trailer, and the trailer looked like a lot of fun. Weirdly, it looked a little de-resed. It seemed intentional, but it almost feels like an original Shenmue-style game, like even down to the graphics. The graphics look a little de-resed in a way.
Shenmue is the vibe I got from it.
Yeah. But it's about Showa and her short shorts that she wears everywhere, and all her different kinds
Didn't
of
you just
shorts.
finish this game last week? What was the action game you played?
Oh, yeah, Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game was, probably a little heavier on the
This is
fan
like the
service.
Wes Anderson Stellar Blade.
Exactly that. Yeah, there you go. This game looks very interesting and like a lot of fun, but it also looks very campy. I got a lot of Suda51 vibes from it personally.
Jesus.
Yeah, the ass is
Sorry,
gratuitous
audience.
and
It's on screen,
constant.
and Jesus.
Yeah, constant. But even the fucking 2D sprites have ass. Like, I'm not even kidding. But I don't know. There's a real charm to the gameplay that I see. That's
Ooh.
like, what is this? This looks
Yeah.
fun. Like, it looks like.
Okay, so
that's why I got the Suda 51 vibes.
I forget the name of the game, but it's a
Was it Bikini Samurai?
No, it's a mech game.
Oh.
It's a mech game that's like all about America. You would know if they did a remaster
Wolf
of it recently.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Metal Wolf something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not Lollipop Zombie Hunter.
And
No,
there's-
but you're on the right track.
Right, so like the Metal Wolf game is this game that's very over the top and like you're in a mech for America, except it was all written by the Japanese and so everything's like way over the top.
Yeah.
This trailer gave me that vibe. Like there's a scene where the main character grabs an American flag and starts like running people down with it. And it's literally called like Show American Story. So like this is going to be like a hilarious interpretation of America through like a Japanese lens that
Yeah,
I'm so
but
fucking here
told
for.
through the eyes of a Japanese girl in short shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just booty hanging out.
Good times.
All right. I'm nearing the end of the Gamescom main stuff I want to talk about.
We real quick before we move on have to talk about the Blood of Dawnwalker.
We do have to talk about the Blood of Dawnwalker.
The Blood of Dawnwalker, made by Rebel Wolves. Speaking of CDPR, this is the group that broke off from CDPR to do their own thing. And their game is coming out very, very soon. In fact, I believe it comes out like on the exact same day as Control Resonant or Shenmue 3, one or the other. Which unfortunately means it's going to go on the back burner a little bit for me, but I will get to it because it looks so fucking cool.
Yep.
The Blood of Dawnwalker, it's a story about a guy who lives in a world where the aristocracy is, of course, vampires. And for what I understand, they're not necessarily evil, but they do what they have to do.
Yes.
And you end up becoming one of them, but you are okay to be out during the day. And the game is an economy between how you solve problems. Do you wait till night and solve it as a vampire with powers, or do you do it during the day and solve it with diplomacy? And time advances when you do things. You're not on a clock. You're more on a what type of quest would you like to go on in this moment sort of thing. Apparently, tons of different endings, tons of options everywhere, tons of replayability. Again, this is Rebel Wolves. There's the guys, these guys worked on The Witcher 3, certainly my favorite game of all time. So, this looks really fucking cool. And even though it's got like some big AA vibes, so did The Witcher 1. So I can't wait to play it.
To kind of piggyback off of that, the last thing I want to talk about from the main stage that has big AA vibes is Warlock Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I would just like to state for the record, this is the dumbest title.
Well, that was my first question. It was like, Warlock, I know that name. Isn't that like a branch off of D&D? Like it's its own game in D&D and it's called Warlock and you're a warlock?
It's a wonderfully terrible horror movie.
Literally, the title of it is Warlock Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And it's just like, imagine if I came out with a D&D game and I said, this D&D game is called Fighter.
This D&D game is called Fighter in a Dungeon.
Like, it's just literally just called Fighter. Now, don't get me wrong. Warlock Dungeons & Dragons looks like it's fun.
It does look cool.
And as somebody who...
One thing I said is that it reminded me of the Legacy of Kain games, but not like Soul Reaver games. All of the actual Kain games, aside from the first one, of course.
There was the Legacy of Kain 2.
Yeah, 2, and then there was like something else. But I loved those games for their like double HEs and their like 3D combat.
Yep.
At the time, I loved them, and this feels a lot like that to me.
Yeah, very AA. It looks fun. It's easier to get me to play a D&D video game than it is to get me to play D&D because I don't like the universe as much. That's why I play Vampire.
Yeah.
So yeah, this could be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be a good time. Very AA. Okay, I'm going to move on to Future Game Show because this is where the really good stuff is. Let's get into Future Game Show. Hector, do you have one to start us off with?
I do.
Actually, pause 1 second.
All right. We'll take a second to make sure.
All right, I am rolling again, but why don't we break this up? Hector, give us a Future Games show.
Future Games Show.
There you go. All right. So Future Game Show is the other show that's a big part of Gamescom, and it happens a couple times a year. Future Game Show, for my money, showed more amazing trailers than the main stage did. Main stage was like the big stuff. It was your Witchers. It was your Final Fantasy VII remake, whatever stuff. Like they go big. Like Gears of War E-Day was on that. Future Game Show is where I thrive because it's a lot of the indie stuff. It's a lot of stuff that you like wouldn't have expected to see. So like the first thing I want to talk about just really briefly, and I'm going to have Hector get into this a little bit more. Bolt Gun 2 is how we started this show.
Yeah.
So this is Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun. It is
Which is a boomer shooter, kind of a old crunchy pixel graphics. I love the first one. I play the first one all the time. Whenever I need like 10 minutes and I want to play a Doom-like game, but as a Space Marine, I throw on Bolt Gun, and man, is it fun! And looking at this trailer, it looks like a lot more of that, but as a different Space Marine. In fact, the voice sounds female, which is interesting to me. I'm not a huge Warhammer 40K like lore head. I didn't know they did women.
They actually do.
Okay.
And it is canon, except for if you hang out in the wrong 40K circles, there's a lot of angry white dudes
fuck those people.
who get very angry. They go, "Well, there is no such thing as a female Space Marine." There are. There absolutely are.
I don't have time for the opinions of morons.
Right.
It looks amazing, and one of the things they showed off during the trailer is that we got Mick Gordon on the soundtrack, motherfucker.
Mick fucking Gordon.
Dude, that is a good get, as they say. Holy shit.
The man behind Doom.
Yes.
Like the 2016
2016
soundtrack. So
and
good.
Eternal.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that was shown during that. I want to actually jump into a trailer, and I feel like I'm leading a little bit heavy with this one, but I'm so excited about this game to talk about it. Let's just talk about The Journey Home.
Mm-hmm.
The Journey Home, if you know anything about me as a James, I have an affinity for games that will probably make me cry. Because I'm a man raised by men, and I have trouble expressing my emotions, so I watch media that makes me emotional so that I can do a therapy about it.
Yeah, no, I'm in there.
The Journey Home, the trailer, I highly recommend you see. Just check it out. This game was written by a husband and wife and created by them. The best way I could describe it is from the trailer, I got really big Up vibes. Like, this is the story of an older man who probably lost his wife, and we're going to hear the story of, like, their love, but it's told in a very, like, what's that Tim Burton movie where he lies about everything?
Big Fish.
Big Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Very Big Fish. And so everything's very abstract and everything's like in a dreamscape. And we're going to learn about this dude's life and what he went through for the love of his life and possibly losing her. And it's probably going to make me cry a lot. And that's probably going to make it my game of the year when I get around to playing it. So again, do look up the trailer for The Journey Home. It just looks gorgeous. Hector, you got one?
Yeah, I'm looking for a specific one, but before I find it, I'm going to go ahead and I have to mention, God, it was just right here. It's great radio right now. I'm sure John will edit this out.
We'll see. We'll see.
We will see. He could just let me sit here, and it was right. I had like a name in mind, and I kept trying to look for it. So
There's
now
also
I'm
a
scrolling
Dungeons
through
and
the
Dragons Long Rest Tavern. I think they're going for like a National Lampoon kind of naming conventions.
list. Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, they just kind of like keep running away with it.
Yeah.
Well, Hector's pulling his up.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and run with another one.
Please
Do it.
do.
I want to talk about Sweetheart. Sweetheart is, and I'm please do not come at me, internet. I affectionately call this game the Taylor Swift dating simulator. Sweetheart is a horror game in which two people who have been together since childhood have been dating, and you possibly go to break up with her. And the reason I call it the Taylor Swift dating simulator is specifically like she's really rich and famous.
Oh yeah.
She is a singer who is very, very rich and famous.
But we all like Taylor Swift,
who makes,
for the record.
who makes her
Yes, we
money
do.
off of being a famous musician. Very Taylor Swift. It's very Taylor Swift coded. And then apparently maybe you try and break up with her, and when you try and do that, it does not go well. This game looks fucking terrifying. And yeah, it looks very fascinating, and some of the horror scenes that they show during the trailer, I'm like, okay, we're not talking like her coming at you with a knife. We're talking about like a six-legged monster coming after you that probably represents how she feels about you. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited to see it.
All right, I'll do two since I made James do two. The first one I want to talk about is Rivage. Rivage. If anyone knows me, they know that I am a huge fan of Gone Home and the work they did after that with Tacoma.
Could you spell Rivage?
Rivage.
Oh, A.
Yeah. Rivage.
Rivage?
Yes.
Rivage?
Rivage. Seems like a puzzle game set on a space station with no one else on it. And I believe a lot of what you're doing is figuring out why there's no one else on the space station.
Hey, it sounds like Tacoma.
It does sound a lot like Tacoma. Looks absolutely beautiful. Tons of really like organic storytelling told through the environment and whatever you can unwrap.
I do like the time loop gimmick.
Yeah, based on the mystery and what's going on. Seems so fucking cool and right up my alley. Seems like a weekend game that I would absolutely love to just dive into for 48 hours. Like, oh man, yeah, this is 100% my shit. As soon as I saw it, yeah, can't wait for that one. Comes out September 22nd, which is nice. And my second one, speaking of time loops, is Tempus Vitae.
Oh man, Tempus Vitae.
This one was described as, what if you took the best level of the best first-person shooter ever made and made an entire game out of it?
Yep.
And that's what this is. This is the time-traveling, time-looping level of Titanfall 2, but the mechanic is part of the entire game. We are switching back and forth in time in this area in order to tell a story.
If you've never played Titanfall 2,
you should.
Just to very briefly mention why this level is so fucking revered. So the idea is, in this level of Titanfall 2, you're off to get a MacGuffin, and when you're in the area, in the lab area, you find a little device that allows you to jump between two different time periods. But it does it instantaneously. Like, the game has both versions of the game loaded, and that's part of the puzzle element, is like where there's a laser grid on one timeline, it's not on the other, and you're flipping really quick back and forth them to get through the laser grid. They took that mechanic, they made it into a whole fucking game, it looks like. Anyways, continue. I just wanted to make sure that we got that clarification out there for it. But yeah, it looks amazing. Again, it has that mechanic where you flip back and forth between different timelines. Man, this was almost like pick of the show for me. That's how it looked.
There was one trailer, and the reason I couldn't fucking find it is because it's not in this list, thank you, article, but it was like one of the first games they showed off. It is called ELTA, E-L-T-A, Defy All Gods. Sci-fi action platformer. Looks really, really, really fun. I love the art for it. The trailer was great. It's a Focus Interactive game, so like these are the guys who do Space Marine 2. And I again, it's more like really interesting, new, original sci-fi with a bit of a fantasy element to it. But holy crap, does it look cool! You know, kind of power fantasy stuff. I don't know why, but this trailer really jumped out at me as something I will definitely play at some point. I don't have much to say about it except for that. Like, this looks fucking awesome. Yeah. Defy All Gods.
Defy All Gods.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Yeah, that one looked pretty good. Let's see here. What else I want to talk about? Oh, you know what? I want to talk about Nivalis Knights.
Yeah.
Man, another one of those trailers that I saw that I was just like, man, we are eating so good right now when it comes to cyberpunk things. So Nivalis Knights is this cyberpunk game where... what would you like to do today? It's like, would you like to go fishing in a cyberpunk world? You can go fishing if you would like to do that. You can just walk around the cyberpunk world and just interact with things. Don't think of it so much like the game Cyberpunk 2077, because there is like a bit of a tighter storyline and everything to it. But it's like, hey, you've been given a shop. You get to run the noodle bar. What things do you need for the noodle bar? Do you need to go get fish for it? Do you need to go get whatever items for it? But it's just running a shop in a cyberpunk world kind of thing.
This really beautiful voxel art that like kind of makes up everything. And I don't know how they make a game look this good with this like chunky pixels and this like really blocky graphics. But God, is it gorgeous.
Yeah. And just like, when I saw the concept of it and it was like, you run a noodle bar in a cyberpunk like dystopia. And I was like, why has nobody made that game before?
Right, that sounds awesome.
That's like everybody who watched Blade Runner talks about the fucking like noodle shop, and nobody said we should make a game out of that noodle shop.
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
Yeah, I want to, because we haven't shouted it out on this show yet, talk about Star Wars Galactic Racer.
Oh man.
Because while I am a huge Star Wars fan, I am not much of a racing game fan. I like the showcases, your Forzas and your Gran Turismos, but they're not games I like to play. They're games I like to look at and then walk away from.
What about Burnout? You get to crash everything all the time.
No, and those are fun with friends when you're drinking, and I love that. This is straight up fucking pod racing, and from episode 1, which I do despise, but it's still.
Is that where it's from?
It is.
This is pod racing.
That is where that's from. But this game is not about episode 1 or guns or anything like that. It's about fucking pod racing, and just racing in Star Wars, and it seems to have excellent mechanics, excellent crash mechanics, really cool, like almost like there's a roguelite mode where you like really need to earn your vehicle that you're gonna race in. Tons of different environments, different tracks, a real tangible sense of speed when you're racing, like so weapons, because you're kind of a dickbag, and it's like that out there.
Well, did you ever play the original like N64 pod racer?
No.
Also largely revered and loved.
Oh,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
I believe it. If it's anything like this looks fucking awesome, and I will likely give this a shot. Like, this just looks really cool.
All right, I'm going to keep the cyberpunk train rolling for myself. I'm going to talk about Spine. This is Gun Fu. So, this trailer, I watched this because we were talking to each other in chat while all the trailers were going on, and I said, this looks like somebody took the concept of cyberpunk edge runners and said, we need to make a game out of this. Again, it seems almost Sifu-like, where it's very martial arts heavy, going to be like have a lot of exacting combat to it. That being said, the reason I call it Cyberpunk Edge Runners is because your character has a like cyberpunk spine grafted to them that gives them enhanced abilities. And the whole idea is that because of your enhanced abilities, you can just start taking motherfuckers out. But if you played Sifu and always thought to yourself, I would like a bunch of guns in Sifu, that's what this game frickin' looks like.
But does this game feature a female derriere? Oh, it does. Good. Thank God.
But there's got to be a little bit but in it somewhere.
All right, Hector, what do you got for me?
I want to talk about Star Trek Outposts Unknown. Because what do you get when you get Star Trek games? Sometimes you get really interesting stuff. Sometimes you get stuff
dialogue trees.
Makes no sense whatsoever. Dialogue trees. I remember way back when, like,
Super NES had one.
When we were on DirectX 9, and it was like, it was like a first-person shooter for some reason. It's Star Trek, and you made a first-person shooter, really. This is straight up like, hey, what do we do? Well, we're gonna build an outpost, and the planet that you're on matters, and all this other stuff matters. Again, I'm not much of an RTS or.
Does it matter, or does it anti-matter?
Oh, it probably a little bit. You got there with anti-matter, yeah. I feel like we don't get nearly enough Star Trek games out there. That it's a world, that a universe that is rife for gamification. It just needs to have the right tone, and this does feel like that tone. It does feel really cool. So, yeah, Outpost Unknown.
I want to talk about Guns of Eschaton.
Ooh.
We were both very impressed by this trailer. Guns of Eschaton is by one of the people who worked on Dishonored's Dunwall
Yeah.
and also worked on Half-Life 2's City 17.
Ooh.
This is a apocalyptic Western world. It is a Souls-like first-person shooter that is Western adjacent.
Yeah. They have big Fallout vibes, but like something else. It's like the only reason I say Fallout is because I'm thinking Western, New Vegas style stuff.
Right.
This feels all Western, but
the-
also somehow fantasy, sci-fi. What? Like I don't even. It's hard to describe.
And the fact that they're saying that it's a Souls-like is like, okay, this is gonna be something.
Yeah, it looks like there's a mechanic where, like, in your 6-shooter, like every chamber can have a different property for the bullet that it's firing. It seems really interesting, and it does seem like there's like a big multiplayer component to it. Which, if I'm gonna do some cool Western shit, I want to do it with my friends.
Yeah, if this shit's multiplayer, we will day one this one.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
looks friggin' awesome. I want to talk about a sports game.
Oh God.
Yeah. I want to talk about Breakaway Hockey League. I, my entire life, have been a fan of hockey. I played ice hockey when I was a small child. Always loved it. I find NHL games to be overly system driven and like very much getting too into the weeds of how the game is played. I prefer the older ones that are more kind of arcadey, and that's what this feels like. This feels like a game that is there for the love of the game, for just, I don't need to worry about stats or players or like what team anyone plays for.
Or concussions. Nobody's wearing a helmet.
Or yeah, exactly that. I just need to sit there and play some hockey, like in a video game, and it doesn't have to be such a simulator about it. Looks like a lot of fun, and I do have a love for hockey more than probably any other sport. So, yeah.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter.
There are so many games that
Gotta get
were
after it.
shown during Gamescom and Future Game Show that were very job games. Like, you have a job. You will be performing your job. For some reason, we go to work for 8 hours, 9 hours,
Well, it's
10
because
hours
some
a
of us
day.
fetishize about having a job.
Yeah. Or a job that we like for,
Yeah.
God forbid.
But we all like games like Power Wash Simulator. And a game that gave me big Power Wash Simulator vibes during Future Game Show was a game called Hoarder.
Ooh.
And it's weird because, like,
Is this made from my mom?
It is a cleaning simulator where it's like,
Well,
here.
it is a renovation simulator, according
Yeah.
to the developers.
Yeah, and you go in and you start cleaning things out, and then you start figuring out like a mystery that are like, why is there a submarine in the basement of this place?
Yeah, it seems to have like a little bit of an interesting narrative to it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You can like figure out what happened here and why it's all hoarded out.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fascinating. Like, honestly, a big thing in video games these days is just coming up with really original concepts and making that the crux, because so many games have come out per day.
Yeah.
And this was one of those. I was watching it and I was just like, all right, so your base concept is cleaning up the hoarder stuff, but like obviously there's like a horror mystery that's going on in the background. And to fucking get me to play anything, you just put a horror mystery in it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking here.
Yep. I want to talk about Crimson Moon. Crimson Moon is a really fun-looking multiplayer Souls-like. It almost seems like more of a dungeon crawler than like a narrative-driven game, where you and some friends are like, build up your loot and go out and battle, skeletons and wizards and shit with your cool armor and your heavy metal like takedowns and your brutalities, and it looks like a really fucking good time, like with the bros, to play games at night with. A looter in the order of any of the looters we've ever played together, from Destiny to Borderlands, but more of a Souls-like bent with like interesting combat with chains of light attacks, heavy attacks, a loot that makes might give you fire on your sword, or might make your sword like burp frogs, or whatever might happen. This looks like a lot of fun. I hope that one's good. I really do.
Let's keep the Playing It with the Bros train rolling. One of the games I really liked from Future Games Show was a game called We Are So Cooked. We Are So Cooked is described as an absurdist stealth game. Comes out on October 15th. The concept behind it is that it's a 1 to 4 player co-op game where you and your friends improvise to smuggle a dead body out of a hotel room. And apparently there's like a bunch of different scenarios for it. But the whole idea is just, all right, 4 friends in a hotel. We've got a dead body. We need to get it out of here.
It looks like the Wii people.
And it does look like the Wii people a little bit. It's the trailer for this I highly recommend watching because like they're not kidding when they're calling this an absurd thing. The trailer for this is somebody who's like filming a commercial for like the hotel, and then she's just like, could you just give me a tequila shot before I have to film this thing? I fucking hate this hotel. And then just like you guys are in the background trying to smuggle the dead body out. Anyways, that's We Are So Cooked. Super excited about that. Getting towards the end of talking about things from Future Game Show, but do you have anything else you want to touch on?
I have one more.
Okay.
Again, it wasn't on this list that I had to remember and look it up, which was hard. But it was Zoo Punk. Zoo Punk. 3D action game prequel to one of my favorite little delights from way back in the early days of Game Pass called Fist. The Fist is an acronym for Forged in Shadow Torch, which was a very cool video game. It was a Metroidvania where you were a rabbit, but it had excellent combat and really fun, interesting world to play in where everyone is an anthropomorphic animal. Anthropomorphic animal. And you played a rabbit, and the rabbit is back, and he's here in this game, and now it's a 3D action combat game that looks way too good to be real. Like, I can't believe how cool these graphics are and how, like, interesting they look. And it seems like one of those fake trailers where they're, like, wigging you out, and it's actually all CG. But no, this is a game. They're showing us gameplay, and it looks great. And there are other animals that you can play as, and, man, this looks cool. This looks so cool. And mostly because I played Forged in Shadow Torch, and this is more of that. And I didn't know I was ever going to get more of that because that seemed like an indie game that you were never going to get more of.
Big year for animal games.
But here it is, big year for animal games. That's right.
Yeah, tons of animal games.
But man, yeah, this looks like it's got legs and fangs and fur and all that.
I got 2 really quick ones, and then we'll wrap up for things for Future Game Show. This one is going to continue our animal theme. There's a game coming out called Tanuki Pawn Summer. It is a life simulator where you play as a tanuki who delivers parcels on his BMX bike, and you just hang around a Japanese town, and you be a tanuki on a bike, and you deliver
Just
things.
looking to get sued by Nintendo.
That is adorable.
Nintendo does not have the rights to a real existing
That's what
animal.
you think now.
For now.
But yeah, like, who doesn't want to be a cute tanuki hanging out and delivering packages?
I
on
would
the
deliver
Japanese,
people's mail if I was a tanuki with a
on
bike.
the Japanese countryside.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, that sounds just
I'd
like
do that for free.
exactly. All right, the last one I want to talk about is a game called Night Plane. Man, this is one of those ones that just I saw. So there's a game that came out fairly recently, or is about to come out, where you like work at a convenience store overnight, and you got to figure out if people are monsters or not.
Yeah.
I want to play this with you guys. I just need to remember the title of it. It just came out, I want to say. But Night Plane, similar adjacent concept. Again, very low resolution game intentionally. The game is made to look very like PS1 era, and the idea is that you're a flight attendant. And you're on the night shift, and you're only supposed to serve humans things. And so, like, as you talk to people on the plane, you've got to figure out if they're human or not.
What if you feed the gremlin after midnight?
I don't
Shouldn't
know.
this be the job of the TSA?
I mean, why is there a cat on your serving tray? We don't know. It's a very weird looking game, and I like the idea of it's just you trying to figure out like who is a human and who is not a human.
Night.
Yeah,
Plane.
Night Plane. There's a demo out. It's on Steam. You should check it out. It looks
Yeah.
looks like a lot of fun. All right, that's summer. That's everything from Gamescom that we wanted to talk about. That's everything from Future Game Show that we wanted to talk about. But we got a little bit more show to go.
Yeah.
So stick with us as we get into what we've been doing in the epilogue.
I did want to say real quick, I'm calling my shot here. Whatever post-apocalypse scenario we all end up in, starch will be the main thing that can still be served. So noodles are happening.
Yeah.
No matter
absolutely.
what.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make that
definitely
clear.
Absolutely.
And let me pause. Rolling.
Epilogue.
Hey everyone, welcome to the epilogue. It's time to dive into what we've been doing this week, what we've been playing, what we've been watching, what's been occupying our free time, and what has been making us happy. John, what have you been up to?
I'm getting ready to move. Not far away, kiddies. I am moving across town, closer to central Austin.
Nice.
It is weirdly way cheaper. It's almost like half the price of our current rent.
Really?
And for the same square footage, and we'll have 4 bathrooms.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good idea, and we do have to downsize a little because with 4 bathrooms and extra rooms comes less space for certain things. So we're getting rid of a lot of furniture, but that's a good thing. And I have just been packing like crazy. And so in that spirit of just, numbing my brain, I've been, of course, still reading The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I'm on I'm not even kidding. I'm on issue 40, 45 now.
Nice.
And still good, still interesting. There's actually been a couple issues where I'm like, wait a minute. They did this 3 years later on the show, and none of those writers got credit. That's interesting.
Wow.
That's interesting. Also, randomly out of nowhere, I watched Forrest Gump for the first time in 20 years.
Really? How did that feel? How did that hold up?
I gotta say, I know over the years it's gotten a lot of well-deserved flack for its awkward narrative, and well-deserved, but goddamn, it still holds up.
Batman.
I cried 4 times.
Yeah.
And it is just, it's a beautiful film, beautiful performances.
Man, I should rewatch that.
And as a guy who has had 20 years experience not only watching movies, but the last 10, 15 making movies, I can finally spot some of the digital effects.
Right.
But barely. They were, even for that time, they were so fucking good.
Yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, that movie came out the same year as Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That's another weird thing. Because I saw that as a kid and I loved it, and then my cousin was like, no. You got to see Pulp Fiction. It's better. I'm like, nothing can be better than what I just saw in Forrest Gump. And then I saw Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
and that's the movie that I was like, oh, films can be other things.
Yeah.
Whoa. And that's kind of what led me on my path to wanting to make my own stories and films, was that juxtaposition of seeing classic Hollywood do the beautiful classic Hollywood thing, and then Tarantino saying, no. Coppola was wrong. We're doing something different.
Yeah.
So
right.
that's what I've been up to.
We should just make a quick note here because John is going to be in the middle of moving.
Oh, yes.
We will not have 2 weeks from now. We will not have a show just because John is moving and getting himself situated.
And that is one of the 2 or 3 days we will be renting a truck and hiring a couple guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna get an episode off, and then we'll be back on the air. Yes. All right, Hector, what are you doing?
Oh man, I am all ankle. I am elbow deep in Black Myth Wukong right now, and
Chinese propaganda is working for you.
oh man, is it? I'm not even kidding. I have I started playing this game, and this is a gorgeous fucking game, based on one of the 12 great Chinese novels, probably the most recognizable one about Wukong, the monkey god, and his journey into Buddhism, his journey to the West. He, going all the way to India and learning to transform. He was invited into the palace of the gods, and it's a story about rebellion. About he was obviously as smart as they were and as strong as they were, but he could not dare be one of the gods. But he would do things like steal their wine and challenge them, and so they would cast him out and turn him into a rock, and then he would be born from that rock anew and go on the journey again and master all of Buddhism and come back and challenge the gods. really, really cool story told in poetry and innuendo and myth. And this game gets all of that so right in the guise of a fighting game. And not a fighting game person to person, but more of a spectacle fighter a la something like Stellar Blade, which I just played, or something like Devil May Cry, maybe even something like Dark Souls based on the way that the game is formatted. But it is endlessly creative with what you can do with your character. He really does have 72 different transformations that he can do. You can turn into all kinds of different characters that you fight while you're fighting and adopt their movesets. You can always just play as Wukong yourself. This studio, Game Science, I've become completely obsessed with because the lead developer left Tencent to form his own studio, which should have basically blacklisted him, but he got an angel investor to fund him, and then they made this, which is like like a game that is like will challenge any video card you throw at it. Like super high production levels, beautiful art, that really deep systems, incredible stories, and between all of the chapters is a kind of a short. They call them music videos, which I guess I can agree with, and they're all animated differently. Like the first one was claymation, the second one was more of
Baby Buddha
anime style. The third one had way more of a Studio Ghibli vibe. And they all tell like the story of the transition between the chapters. They give you these beautiful scrolls, very reminiscent of like old Chinese scrolls that told stories through art. Through the art on the scroll and almost like a pictograph, and then, but like there's so much going on them, it's almost like a Where's Waldo thing. I don't know. I've gotten way too into it. I've started deep diving into Chinese culture and watching videos on how accurate this is to the actual like great Chinese novels. The studio Game Science has already announced their next game and given us a gameplay trailer on it, and that is Black Myth Zhongqi. Which is a whole different thing and a whole different myth based on a character who is a Ghostbuster. So that's gonna be fucking cool. Yeah, no, I can't express how this game and me playing it going, hey, that looks kind of cool, and that one trailer I saw has turned me into a madman who's like, maybe I should move to China.
So to clarify my earlier comments, my earlier joke about the Chinese propaganda, Black Myth Wukong is partially funded by the Chinese government.
Oh, absolutely.
And also won awards from the Chinese government for promoting Chinese culture.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. The investor who ended up investing in it was a Chinese billionaire who was like, yeah, let's do this. This sounds amazing. And he was right. The people who believed in the project like put it out there, and they made something truly great. And the cool part is they did it outside of the umbrella of the average Chinese studio, which is mostly Tencent. He went ahead and made his own with blackjack and hookers and monkeys, and now they're the big dogs because now it's like their new game is one of the most anticipated things I can think of.
is Andy Serkis in this game?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. They don't have Andy Serkis.
But he did play that character in Enslaved, another game.
Yes, he did. They might have an Andy Serkis in China, but I do not know of him. But if you get a chance, look up the trailer for Black Myth Zhongqi. It is something else. It is wild. I can't recommend that enough. Another thing I've been doing is watching Lanterns.
Oh God, Lanterns is so good.
Lanterns is awesome. We're 2 episodes in, and I can't wait for the third.
Yeah.
I'm not much of and not to say I don't like it. I do like it, but I've just never been very into the Lantern Corps or any Green Lantern anything. And this has been a great show.
It has been.
The showrunners are doing an excellent job with these actors. I love Aaron Pierre. If anyone remembers back when I ranted about how good the movie Rebel Ridge was.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. This is that.
This is the people who did Lost. These are people who did the Leftovers.
But it's still
this is the people who worked on True Detective.
I guess there's no reason to start watching it then.
These are amazing writers and directors.
But does it feel like it's going nowhere for no reason?
No,
it's
actually,
going
it doesn't.
everywhere.
It's doing quite a bit.
Yep, it is doing
It's doing
a
a
lot.
lot with the material, and it's doing it very well.
Like in
and
a way that will never pay off?
Well, no, because it's not, because the story was written by someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
They're following the comic.
Okay.
The most interesting thing about this show is that the Green Lantern Corps is effectively just space cops. In fact, they call them that in the show.
Oh, yeah.
And to take a space cop story and ground it in like rural America.
Yeah, and fucking Nebraska in like 2016.
Yeah. So there's two different time periods. There's 2016 and there's 2026.
Yep.
And they jump between them because
because
shit
stuff
happens.
is happening in both.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that the 2016 stuff is technically before, like it's the beginning. It's before Superman. So like the new Superman movie takes place.
Right.
So this is early DC universe.
Right,
And then
because Superman doesn't arrive on Earth until I want to say like or doesn't announce himself until like
Right.
2026.
Right. So and then it goes to the modern day with like what's going on in the modern day. Now I don't want to talk about it because, man, the end of that first fucking episode.
Yeah.
Cool
shit so far. It's only getting better. I can't express enough how cool this is. Like, if you want, you can wait till it's over and you can binge it, but do watch it. It's badass.
It's going to be like between 8 and 9 episodes. I want to say
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, and I can even do one of these. Look, if you're not a big fan of like James Gunn and what he's doing with the DC universe, which I do hear from time to time, I think you're crazy. But you know what? To each their own. This feels nothing like any of the James Gunn stuff.
Again,
This
that's
feels-
not the part that scared me. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
hearing Leftovers and Lost, and me and my wife are still hurt by the Leftovers.
For the record, I love the ending of the Leftovers. Lost
too.
can get fucked, but I like the Leftovers.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that.
And Twin Peaks is one of her favorite shows, and she's still pissed about the Leftovers.
But yeah, David Lindelof is working on this, and it actually inspired me because I want to. I mean, because Lanterns is week to week.
Yeah.
I realized I never finished the Watchmen show,
Oh, dude.
and I'm like, okay,
Watchmen show
I
is
think I'm just
great.
gonna go back and watch the Watchmen show.
You should. It's probably all on the server.
Yeah. Lanterns. Anything else you were doing?
Those are the two things I've been catching up on Rick and Morty, but I don't really have much to say about that. I'm just glad that I'm back into it. It's making me laugh in a way that things haven't made me laugh in a while, so that's
Nice.
good. It's good.
I'll rapid fire mine. Outer Wilds, still working on it. Probably going to be wrapping that up this weekend. I have a feeling I'm close to the end.
I have a feeling you are too.
Yeah, very, very close to the end. I am enjoying it. I will go into a more thorough discussion without spoiling anything once I'm done with it, because I've had a very mixed set of feelings about it. Borderlands 4, we rolled credits on it. Now we're just doing a little bit of cleanup.
We did.
We did,
We
yeah.
all played a game together.
Yeah, it was great.
And the last thing that we did over the week is we watched a little movie called The Back Room.
We did watch the Backrooms, didn't we?
We did watch The Back
Yeah.
Rooms.
What do you say about the Backrooms?
I don't know, but I'm not even pulling up a trailer for it.
Yeah.
You all know what it looks
was
like.
good.
Yeah,
It was
well,
good.
the movie was good. It is a very Gen Z coded thing. That there is. I love how we went from liminal space to liminal space horror to the Backrooms, and pools and everything else, and the way that the movie draws homages from all of these things and builds them on top of each other and tries to give you answers without actually giving you any answers because none of it makes sense, and the horror is just what it is. And while we don't over-explain it, we actually completely under-explain it. It's still there, and it's still enticing enough that you understand. Like, what's the biggest trope? It's like, oh, there's a dark basement and there might be a killer down there. And then someone goes down there. What kind of a fucking moron would do that? But the Backrooms is like, man, I think I might try to explore that a little bit.
Right.
I might tie a rope around myself or something like an idiot and go in there. But like, I want to go look.
The most impressive thing about the Backrooms movie to me, other than the fact it was done on like a fucking small budget, was the amount of practical effects in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Most of the movie is done with practical effects, up to and including the monsters that you see. And the reason I was so impressed by this is that the way that the monsters are shot in the Backrooms is they're very always a shot out of focus.
Oh yeah.
So
and,
that-
and like usually pretty far in the
Yeah,
background.
and pretty far in the background. And then towards the end of the movie, you get to see these monsters. And the only way I can describe these monsters, 'cause they're all sitting in the same room together, is these monsters look like what an AI creates when you tell it to create something,
Yeah.
except it's done practically.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a monster that will have, like, 3 distorted faces, and you would think that people would just do that either with AI or with CGI. It's done with real makeup,
Yeah.
and you can tell. And, like, there were parts of, and I do not invoke this lightly, but there were certain parts of it, especially with the scene at the big dinner table that happens in the back rooms, that felt very Lynchian. Because these creatures in the back rooms are all very, again, they look like they would be made with AI,
Yeah.
but it's all done with practical makeup, and
Yeah.
it's so impressive. And you just sit there and you watch it, and you're just like, good Lord, like, I get it. Because I was never a person who really followed the backroom stories or anything.
Right.
I was aware of the existence of the creepypasta that started it all. But I heard from people that, like, this movie was so good that people had no idea what the fuck the backrooms were, went and saw it, and they were just like, holy fucking shit, it's creepy. It's
Yeah.
creepy. It's not scary. It has a sense of unease to it.
Yeah, and that's definitely what it is. It's it's the liminal horror is existential more than anything else. It's if someone posted a really creepy picture to something awful one day, and I believe someone from 4chan wrote a really cool little creepy horror story about it, about how you're just walking through life and you accidentally no clip into the back rooms, and that's where you are, and it's just endless hallways that don't seem to go anywhere or conform to any actual geometry, and it became this, like, you're in a place that you feel like you remember, a liminal space, like the hallway to a movie theater in the 90s with that, like, weird arcade carpeting, and it almost glows in the dark, and but you remember it wrong.
Everything's
And
just
and,
slightly
and when
off.
you in there and you're looking at it, it looks like your incorrect memory, and that's what's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah. The last thing that I'm going to briefly mention before we wrap up the show is I watched a movie called Buffet Infinity. I'm not going to talk too much about it right now because we are really close to kicking off our friends group Horror Block, which is the one time of year James gets complete control over all the movies that we watch. And I watched Buffet Infinity is on Shudder right now. So if you're subscribing to Shudder because you're watching Tales from the Crypt because you're subscribing to our Patreon and want to follow along with Tales from the Crypt, I highly recommend Buffet Infinity. Okay, so the only thing you need to know about it is a horror movie that is told through commercials. So imagine you're flipping your TV, like you're flipping stations on your TV, and every commercial you see on every channel tells you a little bit of the story of what's going on.
Great
That's
choice.
it's very much great choice coded. If you were ever a fan of late night Adult Swim,
You'll all be more
This-
familiar with Too Many
yeah,
Cooks.
This is Too Many Cooks. If you're a Too Many Cooks fan, this is up your alley. This is what this is going to be for you. But Hector and I are going to talk about it after he's had the chance to see it, so I didn't want to overhype it too much.
Oh yeah,
but,
it'll be October sometime. We'll
yeah,
talk about it.
But it's on Shudder. It's worth your time. It's hilarious. It is dark. It is listed as a horror comedy, and it definitely pulls that one off. So that is Buffet Infinity. All right, that's everything we have for the show this week. Don't forget that you can head over to goodnight.gg to become a patron of our show. You can head over to facebook.com/GNGGcast where you can chat with us, as well as at GNGGcast on Twitter. So until next time, for Hector, this is James.
For James, this is Hector,
For you, this is me.
Everyone, good night.
and good game.
All right. I am.
See you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a good night.
I got to sign off because I have shit to do.
Ending stream.